Welcome back to Give Me Five with Jones and Eli. Eli, one of the most popular inventions of our generation. We use it all the time. Uber. Tell me about it.
Had some crazy experiences. I mean, first of all, it's a wonderful invention. It's saved me a lot of trips, a lot of everything. It's great. But I've had some crazy experiences. My craziest experience was probably I was pretty young. I was maybe still in middle school, maybe in high school. I don't know. But I got in an Uber. I don't know. I wasn't even going that far. Maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes. And this Uber driver was insane. He tried to convert me to a religion. Gave me a little card to show up to a convention to convert. I don't know what it was, but it didn't seem like a real religion. He was just ripping through speed lights or traffic lights just willy nilly with it and bragging about it. Say, watch this. Give me a little wink, and then just zoom through. I didn't love that. And then at one point, he pulled over and started injecting himself with needles. And I think he was diabetic, maybe, but he was just picking needles up off the floor and kind of doing the little turn, so I couldn't see what he was doing. And it was a little bit weird. When I got home, I was really happy, and I locked my door and didn't really come outside for the next 24 hours. That was probably my craziest experience.
Well, that doesn't sound quite like diabetes, but hey, I'm not sure. You do you. But yeah, it's a crazy interaction. The whole idea of Uber is pretty insane. That you a random car pulls up. What qualifies you to do Uber? I think you like maybe they do a background check, maybe they don't, but you stick a sticker on your car that says Uber and you're an Uber driver. So you come up and you just get in the car, blind trust. Now, the debate for me when I'm getting an Uber is this going to be a talking ride or is this going to be a
Mm.
silent ride? And sometimes I could go for both depending on the scenario. You always walk in, hey, this for Jonah. You sit down, hey, how are you? Always going to be nice like that. And then it could be a very short, I'm good, and then fine, we don't talk the whole ride. But then you have people who you're like, oh, I'm in for a long conversation.
You got to prepare for it. You got to know always. I sometimes actually like the talking ride. Honestly, I've heard some crazy stories from Uber drivers that are just from talking to me, where they tell me about their life and people they picked up in the Uber. It seems like a crazy life. But then there's sometimes you get in there and they're just yapping, and it's like, please just shut up. Let me just sit in here and just enjoy the ride. I think you're right. It depends on the length. But and the other thing about length, again, it goes to pricing. Is another one that I don't really understand. I understand that there's going to be some fluctuation in pricing, obviously during peak hours, not peak hours, whatever, and depending on the size of Uber you get. But I've checked it before at 4 p.m. and it's been an €8 Uber, and then at 5 p.m. it's like €30. There's no way that's a €22 increase in price in an hour. It doesn't make any sense.
The pricing makes absolutely no sense to me. I mean, I just take the convenience over the price. I don't even look at it. I used to compare it to Lyft, but I'm a much bigger fan of Uber. For some reason, it just feels more official to me.
I think it has to do with the colors. When I see that black and white, I think that's a business. When I see the pink, I'm just like, this is like it's like Barbie too. I don't even know. My question for you, the ranking system, because the rating is a huge part. I don't know about you. I'm always looking at my ranking. I don't mean to
Never.
brag, but my ranking's high, but it's not 5 stars. And so I don't understand how that's possible. I've never thrown up in an Uber. I'm never mean to the guy. I don't yell. Like I just go in there and I sit politely in the back. Who's giving me 4 stars? Who's giving me 3 stars? What am I doing wrong?
Are you a good tipper?
I mean, the tip, yeah, but the tipping also comes after the ride. Like you tip,
Oh,
you only
true.
tip the next time you open the thing, so that has nothing to do with it.
Yeah, true. They wouldn't even see that. Well, I don't have a perfect rating either. I don't even know what I'm at. I would say my basement, the lowest I could be is a 4.7. And I would say I've had some rowdy Ubers sometimes. Sometimes maybe you order an Uber X and you have too many people, and if they do let you ride, they're probably not going to be happy with you. If you try to fit a five into an X, which a lot of people try to do, because five is awkward, because an XL with five, it's like, what are you? Are you like, are you really rich? I don't even know. Like, I don't want to drop that kind of money on an XL, but then you get yourself in that scenario where five is kind of awkward.
I can't even lie to you. I don't think I've ever been in an Uber XL. I'm imagining right now like a limousine, full on, just a black limo. Guy pulls up in a hat and get in. Everybody's just laying out. There's TVs in the back. Sounds pretty luxurious.
And no, it's not like that. It's like a big Honda CRV or whatever it is usually. Uh, but I think Uber's wonderful. I like the Uber drivers who do talk for a little bit. I had an actor the other day. We were talking about the strike, and he was giving me his card, and we were talking about aviation. Sometimes you have really inspiring conversations, and then you just have weird conversations, and the Uber driver wants you to follow them on Instagram because they have some startup business that you need to follow. And then I go through my Instagram following. I'm like, what the hell am I doing here?
Do you think Uber is like a great as like a marketing technique if you're running a business, and what percent of those guys are actually converting into like clicks on their webpage? You think it's
Well,
efficient?
I think what we should do is we should start driving Uber and be like, play the Give Me Five pod in the Uber. Hey, you guys heard this great podcast? It's fantastic.
If
I would
any of you
listen
guys
to
out
it
there
every day.
are Uber drivers, just I think you got to play the pod on repeat in the car the whole time and just let people hear us, and hopefully they'll subscribe.
Play it on a loop. This has been Give Me Five with Jones and Eli. Eli, thanks for talking.
Oh, it's a pleasure, Jones. Talk to you soon.